Age 19. You're 19 years old and your car smells like French fries and broken ambition. It's 2 a.m. You're parked outside an apartment complex, waiting for someone to come downstairs for their $11 burrito bowl. They don't tip. They never tip. You've done this for 7 hours straight. Your back hurts. Your transmission is making a sound that transmissions aren't supposed to make. And somewhere between the third energy drink and the fifth unpaid delivery, you stop feeling invisible and start feeling erased. This is the life. Not a bad life, technically. You have a car. You have a phone. You have a job, if you call it that. But the math never works. Gas eats the earnings. The app takes its cut. The rent doesn't care about any of it. You open Reddit at 2 a.m. the way people open a window when a room gets too small, just looking for air. And that's when you see the thread. It's vague. Deliberately vague. People talking about courier runs. Local. Simple. Anonymous. The numbers being mentioned are not Uber Eats numbers. Someone paid $500 to drive a backpack across town. Someone else turned a 2-hour evening into rent money. You tell yourself you're just reading, just curious. That's all. You download Signal and Telegram mostly to confirm it's a scam or an FBI operation. You find a local group chat. You lurk for 3 days watching anonymous avatars offer cash for simple tasks. No names, no explanations, just locations and dollar amounts. Most people see this and keep scrolling. When your rent is due in 48 hours and your account has $34 in it, federal law starts to feel less like law and more like a suggestion written by people who've never been $34 away from homelessness. You send a DM. Age 20. The reply comes from an account with an anime profile picture. No name, no face, just a task. Go to a specific gym. Locker number is given. Combination is given. Pick up the taped shoebox inside. Drive to the Denny's on Route 9. Leave it behind the dumpster on the east side. Don't open it. Don't be late. Don't talk to anyone. $300 in Bitcoin, transferred before you even start the engine. You do it. The whole thing takes 47 minutes. Nobody looks at you. Nobody stops you. A shoebox goes from a gym locker to behind a dumpster, and you go home with $300 and a story you'll never tell anyone. You sit in your apartment afterward and construct the narrative that makes this okay. It's probably untaxed goods. Maybe prescription medicine someone can't afford through normal channels. Maybe nothing. You didn't see what was in it. You didn't ask. A shoebox is a shoebox. Here's the thing about that logic. It's not wrong enough to feel wrong. Not yet. The box was taped. You didn't open it. You genuinely don't know what was inside. And $300 for 47 minutes is a number that makes all your other numbers look embarrassing. You reach back out to the anime avatar. Age 21. You've started treating operational security the way most people treat hygiene. Something you just do every day without thinking about it. Burner phones, VPNs, routes that avoid cameras, parking 2 blocks away, cash for gas, never the same route twice. You learned all of this from forums full of paranoid strangers who turned out to be paranoid for excellent reasons. You graduate to reshipping. Packages arrive at your address under names like John Smith or Michael Brown. You forward them through USPS to addresses you'll never visit. You don't know what's inside. You prefer it that way. The not knowing is a feature of the system, not a gap in it. The money is real now, not supplement money, real money. You move to a better apartment. You buy a car that doesn't threaten to die at intersections. You eat actual meals. Somewhere beneath the part of your brain that handles rent payments, that the packages contain things that are illegal. Probably weed. Probably prescription pills. Maybe something harder. You've started calling yourself an independent logistics coordinator. You say it like it's a real title. Some days it almost feels like one. The money has a sound. It's louder than the other voice. Age 22. An invitation arrives through encrypted channels. A major vendor forum on tour. You've heard of it. You've avoided it the way you avoid a door when you're not sure what's on the other side and you're not ready to find out. You go through it. The first thing that surprises you is how organized it is. How professional. There are categories, reputation scores, escrow systems, dispute resolution processes. It looks exactly like an online marketplace because that's exactly what it is. The product categories are just different. You notice something almost immediately. A gap. A real structural gap in the market. The digital side of this world is sophisticated. The physical side is a disaster. Vendors have product. Vendors have customers. What they don't have is reliable, clean, local infrastructure. Drivers who don't look like criminals. People who understand suburban streets and camera blind spots and how to move through a neighborhood without attracting a second glance. You've spent 2 years building exactly that skill set. A major vendor reaches out. Private message. $2,000 a week. Dedicated regional operations. You'd be their person on the ground for your entire metropolitan area. You think about your apartment. You think about 47 minutes and $300. You think about the math. You say yes, Age 22. The duffel bag is buried under a false bottom in a state park maintenance box. You were given coordinates, a time window, and a code. Everything precise. Everything professional. You unzip it in your car. 3 kilos vacuum sealed. $20,000 in banded cash. Clean and organized and absolutely undeniable. There's a moment, just a moment, where the part of you that was 19 and reading Reddit threads at 2 a.m. tries to say something. You don't let it finish the sentence. You're not a drug dealer. You don't sell to anyone. You don't know who the end user is. You're a courier in a supply chain that existed long before you and will continue long after. You are one link, one function, the most removed, the most deniable, the most logistically abstract link in the entire system. You complete the drops. 2 locations, 40 minutes total, clean handoffs, no eye contact, no words exchanged. The adrenaline hits like a physical thing on the drive home. And then it crashes, completely, the way a wave crashes and takes everything back with it. You tell yourself once, just once more. The math has already made the decision for you. Age 23. You are the most reliable operator in your region. You've made yourself indispensable through consistency. You show up, you're clean. You never ask questions. You never make mistakes. Rental cars, fake IDs, counter-surveillance routes you've memorized the way other people memorize morning commutes. You rotate everything. You're moving hundreds of thousands of dollars through a city that has no idea you exist. $15,000 a month creates a problem you didn't anticipate. Having money you can't explain. Groceries paid in cash. Rent in cash. You can't buy anything meaningful without a paper trail that doesn't make sense. You're wealthy in a way that has to stay invisible, which means you're not really wealthy at all. You're holding money for a version of your life you can't actually live. You stop thinking about what the packages contain. Kilos become units. Cash becomes paper. The work becomes the work. Neutral, technical, professional. You start to believe something dangerous. You've started believing you're untouchable, smarter than the system, invisible in the way ghosts are invisible, present but undetectable. This is the most dangerous thing you've ever believed. Age 24. The news alert comes at 6 a.m. Mass overdose event. Your city. For confirmed dead. Fentanyl-laced product. You know the neighborhood before you finish reading. You know the timestamp. You know the drop. You sit with that knowledge for a long time. You try to trace the line. Someone received the product. Someone cut it wrong, or didn't cut it, or added something. Someone sold it. Someone bought it. And somewhere at the far end of that chain, for people are dead. You were the 4th step, or the 5th. You were not the last step. There are people between you and the outcome. Real people who made real decisions that you didn't make. But without the delivery, the product doesn't arrive. Without the product, nothing that came after is possible. The chain has many links. You are one of them, and removing any link breaks the chain. The line you drew at the beginning, the one that said, I'm just the courier, I'm just the middleman, I'm just the logistics, that line doesn't disappear. You can still see exactly where you drew it. You just can't stand behind it the way you used to, for people are dead. Your Honda Civic was part of how. You don't sleep, you work. The work crowds out the thinking. The thinking is still there. Age 25. Your main vendor goes dark at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. No message, no warning, just silence where there used to be a signal. 6 hours later, you find out through a secondary channel. 2 street-level operators in your network. Same night, simultaneous raids. Simultaneous is the word that breaks something in you. Simultaneous means coordinated. Coordinated means a case. Case means time. Time means names. Yours might be in there. You destroy everything. The laptops go in pieces. The fake IDs burn in the grill on your balcony. You abandon the apartment the same night, leaving behind furniture and a security deposit and any version of your life that existed there. Cash motel off the highway. $55 a night. You pay in bills. You give a name that isn't yours. You have $80,000 in a bag that you are now too terrified to spend, because spending requires being visible, and being visible is the one thing you cannot afford to be. You sit in that motel room and you wait. Every siren is your siren. Every footstep in the hallway is your knock. The not knowing is its own kind of punishment. You can't reach out to anyone. Every contact is an exposure. You exist in complete isolation from the thing that matters most. 3 weeks pass, then another. You start to breathe differently. You let yourself think that maybe the arrest stopped somewhere below you. Then 2 men park behind your car at a gas station on a Tuesday morning. No helicopters, no armored vehicles, no choreography, just 2 agents in department store suits who block your car in quietly and ask you to come sit with them for a moment. Polite, almost apologetic about it. They put a binder on the seat between you. 300 pages. Your encrypted messages, reconstructed. Toll booth photographs of your rental cars. Financial trails. Drop locations with timestamps. They've been building it for 18 months. They know the routes. They know the contacts. They know enough. They don't want you. You are not what this case is for. They want the vendor, the international infrastructure, the people above you in a chain that goes much higher than you ever saw. You have two options. They present them without drama. 20 years in federal prison for your role in a conspiracy that includes 4 overdose deaths. Or you cooperate. You become a CI. You make one controlled delivery wearing a wire to a high-level cash pickup. You call a lawyer. He confirms the offer is real. He confirms the leverage is real. He says it isn't a clean exit. It's a different kind of trap. But it's a trap with a shorter sentence on the other side. You think about the motel room. You think about the 300 pages. You think about a news article about 4 dead people in a neighborhood you drove through on a Tuesday. You make the call. It's 30. You live in a different state now. Different name on the mailbox. Same face in the mirror. You work in a corporate warehouse. Legitimate logistics. The irony isn't lost on you and never will be. You scan packages and move them through a system and go home. The feds took every dollar. All of it. The $80,000 in the bag. Everything traceable. Everything they could find. You check your mirrors more than you should. Not for police anymore. For the other thing. The people you helped put away have friends, networks, long memories. If the wrong person connects your new name to your old one, your life expectancy becomes a very short number. Therapy is a thing you do every week. It helps with some of it. It doesn't help with the math. The math that says you were a link in a chain that ended 4 lives. That math doesn't have a therapy answer. It just sits there. The dark web didn't stop when you left it. The forums rebuilt. New vendors, new operators, new couriers who are 19 and looking at a thread at 2 a.m. and thinking about 48 hours until rent is due. You were that person. You know how the thinking works at that exact moment. You know what the money sounds like when everything else is quiet. You know how the first job feels like nothing because the package is taped and you don't see what's inside. The door in looked like opportunity. It looked like a solution to a math problem that wasn't working. What it actually was, you only understand from this side of it. And there is no handle on the inside. If the story made you think, like and subscribe. It helps us reach the people who need to hear this.